American Idol ends Hollywood Week Part 1 on bizarre cliffhanger. Are your favorite singers safe? Now that C's Hollywood Week is back on American Idol. And despite some changes, like the location, what remains the same is judges making the biggest cuts of the season. As some contestants find their legs while performing with a band, or even singing in front of a crowd for the first time, they have one shot to convince Lionel Richie, Carrie Underwood, and Luke Bryan to keep them in the competition. The February 23rd episode marked the first of the Hollywood Week two-parter in Nashville, with the judges assessing a total of 127 singers for season 24's top 30. A handful of contestants, like Madison Moon and Braden Rumfelt, rose to the occasion, earning gushing praise from the judges. But others found nerves got the best of them as they fumbled words and failed to impress with odd song arrangements. Here are the Idol contestants who made it through the first cut on Hollywood Week. Catch up on last week. Lionel Richie opens up about dad's coma after emotional audition in 24 auditions are finally behind us. Monday's American Idol kicked off a Hollywood Week unlike viewers have ever seen before, and not just because it's being held in Nashville this time around. Hey, it's the Hollywood of Tennessee, right? The February 23rd episode introduced several new elements to the competition, including a gold room, where safe contestants are sent until it's time for their next turn at the mic. It's a little bit like Untucked on RuPaul's Drag Race, only with less fighting. And a lot less untucking. With the biggest cut in Idol history on the line, we don't blame judges Luke Bryan, Lionel Richie, and Carrie Underwood for feeling the pressure, but that doesn't mean we agree with every decision they made this week. Without giving too much away, let's say there's one contestant we really think the judges need to get serious about. Fine, we'll say it. It's Trace Casanova. Are we losing our minds? Or do we have another Sanjaya on our hands here? Read on for a breakdown of the 13 singers confirmed to be safe, the handful of hopefuls whose Idol journeys ended this week, and the question marks who are still waiting to learn their fates after a truly mind-boggling cliffhanger. Brian Thomas, considering this is only the second time Thomas has performed with his face revealed, it was anyone's guess what he was going to bring to the table, and we never would have guessed Taylor Swift's Champagne Problems. Soulful and sweet, it was not the performance we thought we'd be getting from the dude with a mullet in the cut-off army vest. So imagine our surprise as Thomas breezed through the song, handling the emotions nicely. The choreography was unnecessary, and the whole thing got way too theatrical by the end, but we liked everything that came before. Twine's grade, B+. Kayla Richardson's precocious son gave her a boost when she first auditioned, and he was back for Hollywood Week, this time seated at the judges' panel for his mom's follow-up performance of Jason Mraz, I Won't Give Up. Singing directly to her son, Richardson started off intentionally sleepy, but she was fully in her element by the time the chorus kicked in, fully embodying the song's message of hope and perseverance. If the judges weren't already sold by the end of her performance, those final high notes and runs definitely sealed the deal. Twine's grade, A-. Micaiah, the first truly genuinely sexy performance of the night, Micaiah did with Deborah Cox's Nobody's Supposed to Be Here, what Livy thought she was doing with that uncomfortably sexual take on Bruno Mars, Versace on the floor. Anyway, Micaiah owned every inch of the stage with her rendition of Deborah Cox's Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. You could feel the power emanating from her throughout, and that was through the TV. We're frankly surprised Lionel Richie wasn't blown clean off his chair. Twine's grade, A-. There were several notable eliminations that we saw from Group 1. As we mentioned earlier, the judges weren't vibing with Livy's too sexual approach to Bruno Mars, Versace on the floor, and we don't disagree. So it's back to Texas Roadhouse for her. And despite Vika believing that she killed Amy Winehouse's You Know I'm No Good, the judges had trouble understanding her lyrics, due to Vika getting a little too lost in the sauce. Neither elimination felt unfair to us, but we were a little surprised by the poor response to Vika, who seemed pretty good.